Hi everybody, quick update on the tank. Hold on. I've just arrived some of these chisels. Now if you watch the Night Shift Man, he goes on about if you're doing your weld lines, these are the best things for cleaning the plastic off, for putting a putty in for your weld lines. So I've given it a go. As you can see, I've cleaned out everywhere I know there's going to be some welds. I've been cleaning the plastic out, making a recess for the putty. Now he goes on about that you can just do it that way, but I find it so sharp it digs straight in. You can either use it that way and drag it, or turn it over and use its backside and drag it, and it cleans the welds out really nicely. So I've done those welds there. Hold on, I'll remove that out of the way. I've cleaned these all out on the front here. I'm just in the process. You might wonder why I'm doing this after I painted. This tank came pre-painted, so I was only doing some weathering while I was waiting for these tools to turn up. Now I'm just cleaning out all the way around this top section. Now see, he goes on about looking at vintage archive photos of tanks to see where they're welded. It's ever so hard. Most of the pictures of tanks are all from the front or at an angle. If you go on the Oddball site, West Coast Armories, he's pretty good at, if you look at his 1/6 scale tanks, he shows you where he puts all the weld beads on. So I'm gonna scrape all the way around this edge to create the recess for the putty. I'm gonna put welds around the cupola, down on the front there, around the front gun bezel. I've got to fill that. Some little welds on the, what do you call these things where they look through. There's already a weld pattern in there, so I'm going to leave that. These were gas axe cut lines. I said welding torch the other day, but they're lines that I put in. When you cut with a gas axe, these are the lines that are left. Now, because the Night Shift Man goes on about the weld patterns, because he says he's not a welder, but I was a welder in the army, and we were taught to repair these tanks after they'd taken impacts and whatever, centurions and chieftains, because the armour's like that thick, sometimes thicker on the front of a centurion, and when they take a missile in the front, they teach you how to cut it out and make a plug and re-weld it. So I know all about weld patterns, but on something this tiny, it'd be ever so difficult to replicate the patterns perfectly. Anyway, you can see I'm just making a recess for the putty to sit in, he says, otherwise it won't stick. So I'm scratching all the way around there. Now, a tip when you're doing this, any of the ancillary items, you need to take them off so you don't catch them with your hands. I've already snapped one of these off. I'll have to remake that because I glued them in. I can't take them off. But I caught the bloody, I'm only saying that because I caught the extinguisher. You can see one of the pins where it mounts there. I snapped that off. So I've taken all the ropes off. Anything. So this isn't painted anyway. They're so fragile. Anyway, that was just a weld bead part 1 video. I'll do you a video when I'm actually getting the putty in. I'll do it after I've done one, because I don't know what I'm doing, and we'll see how they turn out. It's a bit of a laborious task cleaning all these welds out. But this, I can't imagine how long it would take doing it with a modelling knife. These chisels, I think they cost $14.95 delivered. They were 4 different sizes. This is the biggest one. What I would really say is this one is a 2mm, I think. Focus. You really want to go for one thin one, a 2mm, 4mm. Try and buy them individually if you can, so you can pick the ones you want. I bought a pack, and if I show you, they're so thin. But I imagine if you're doing 1/35 scale, you might be better off with the small ones. But they're pretty good. What the best thing about them is that they're so square. I'll try and do a bit. I don't know if I can do a bit and video at the same time. Is if you're using something as a guiding edge, you can just, once you start off really nice and slowly. Difficult doing it with one hand. Oh, I can't do it. The trouble I found with them is on the end, they're not perfectly square, so you have to hold the tool. It's alright, see, but once you get through the first that sort of top layer of skin of the plastic, and it's sitting in the groove, it cuts quite nicely. I think even the plastic, they're losing their edge. I imagine you probably will have to sharpen. Sorry if it's not in line. It's difficult trying to do it without the phone holder. Anyway, I better ring off, otherwise it will take too long to load. But I'll do a part 2 when I get the putty on there. Okay guys, bye.